Well, good morning everyone. Thank you for joining me. In this video I wanted to explain why my wife and I chose, first of all, the brand Lectric as an e-bike, and secondly why we chose the XP Lite over the best-selling model, which is the XP 2.0 from Lectric. However, before I get into the review, for the benefit of people that actually don't know the difference of the various types of e-bikes out there, I'll attempt to explain as best as I understand. A Class 1 e-bike is purely pedal assist and has a maximum speed of 20 miles an hour. A Class 2 e-bike is obviously pedal assist still, but it has the addition of a throttle and also has a maximum speed of 20 miles per hour. And a Class 3 e-bike is pedal assist only, but can go up to 28 miles an hour. Now, the XP Lite that we have is what they call both a Class 1 and Class 2 e-bike. The regular XP 2.0 from Lectric is a Class 1, 2 and a 3 e-bike. Now, first of all, those that you don't know us, we are currently living on the road, so we're nomads. So that influenced our decision on which e-bike to go for. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to kick off by explaining why we chose the brand Lectric. And that's really simple. They are incredibly priced e-bikes in the marketplace. Our particular bike, the XP Lite, is probably one of the lowest in its categories at $799. Their best-selling bike and their most popular, which is the XP 2.0, is $999, and that looks very similar to the bike we've got, but they also do a step-through version. Yeah, they also have the XP long range, and that is priced at, let me just have a quick look. Yeah, that's $1199. They also have the XP Premium, which they claim can give 100+ mile range, and that is priced at $1799. So if ever you've looked at buying an e-bike, you will know that those are very, very competitive prices. The second reason we chose Lectric as a brand was based on customer reviews, and they have outstanding customer reviews. Now, those reviews are primarily on the XP 2.0 because that was at one point the only bike they sold. At the time that we ordered, the XP Lite had just been launched, and so had the XP Premium, and clearly the XP long range has been introduced after we purchased the bike that we got. But based on the reviews of the XP 2.0, we felt confident that the XP Lite was going to live up to expectations. Now, the third reason we went with Lectric was their customer service, which when we started was outstanding. We could get through to them in about less than 5 minutes, got outstanding customer service. However, I have to say that has slipped substantially. At the time of ordering our bike, we also ordered the comfort package, which is basically a suspension seat. Now, that came with the bike, so there was no problems there, but we also ordered a cargo package or a carry-all package, and after nearly 5 months we have only just had a partial order. So we're still missing a couple of items. I haven't yet fitted these to the bikes because they've only just arrived. But our experience with customer service trying to chase this up is we're having to hang on the phone in a call waiting system for at least an hour on most occasions, and when we do get through, we feel we're being fobbed off. Now, I will put a caveat in to say that one of the managers at Lectric reached out to us recently, and they made good. We haven't had the whole carry-all package delivered yet, but they have reached out, apologized sincerely about the delays, and we understand. We know there's supply chain issues with a lot of companies, and they have also explained that, you know, it's caught them by surprise and they are working on their extremely long wait times at the moment. But we are a lot happier now they've reached out to us, so I don't want that to be a big issue in part of the review, but I do need to mention it because, yeah, the customer service has not been that great of late, but let's see how they deal with it. The manager promised, or the supervisor promised, that they are working on this, and I guess time will tell. So back to the bike review. So as I said earlier, once we decided on the brand Lectric, it was really a choice at the time between their best-selling bike, the XP 2.0, and the newly launched XP Lite. So I'm going to start off and explain the differences as I understand it. First of all, there's the price, which I've already said. The XP 2.0 is $999, or at least was at the time of this review, and the XP Lite was $799. So there's a $200 difference, and I have to say the XP 2.0, which is the one that we didn't choose, represents far better value for the extra $200, and I'm just going to explain my understanding of what more you do get for that $200 on the XP 2.0. So forgive me, I'm going to refer to a few notes here. Okay, so first of all, the XP 2.0 is a bigger physical bike. It has a bigger motor on it. It has the ability, as I've mentioned, to become a Class 3 bike, which means it can go at 28 miles an hour. It has fatter tyres than the XP Lite. It is also geared. It has 7 gears, whereas the XP Lite is a fixed gear. They do have 5 pedal assist options on both bikes, but clearly that gearing on the XP 2.0 gives it a lot more flexibility. The XP 2.0 has front suspension, which the XP Lite doesn't. The XP 2.0 also has mudguards, which the XP Lite doesn't, and the XP 2.0 has a rear rack on it, which the XP Lite doesn't. That's not such a big deal, and I'll explain why with the accessory pack that we've ordered. So I guess most people are wondering, given those big differences, for $200 more, why we chose the XP Lite over the XP 2.0. And that is really just a personal choice. It's down to our circumstances, and I think in order to explain our decision, I need to explain our motives and what we needed from an e-bike. So I think what I need to do is actually now tell you the advantages as we see it for the XP Lite over the XP 2.0. Now the XP Lite is lighter, quite considerably lighter than the XP 2.0. It's 18 pounds, I believe. It is also slightly physically smaller, which makes a big difference for us because, as I said, we are nomads, we're traveling, and space is a premium. So those two factors alone were probably the biggest part of our decision. When these are folded up, they're very compact, and we have 2 of them, and I would say that when they're folded, 2 of them would fairly easily go in the back of the average small SUV and sedan. We've got a truck, but obviously if you have a smaller vehicle, which we may end up with at some point, it's nice to be able to get them in the trunk of a car. Now the other thing is the weight. I can lift these fairly easily, and I think, and so can Gina, my wife. The extra 18 pounds on the 2.0 is actually very significant, and I think, yeah, you know, a strong guy could lift it on their own, but the average person's going to struggle. And I know at one of the campsites we were at, the gentleman next door to me, they had a couple of XP 2.0s, and he actually regretted buying that because first of all, he was struggling to even lift one of them into the back of his Jeep. I had to help him. And secondly, once in the back of the Jeep, he only had room for one and not two. He could have probably squeezed in the two, but then you try, then you're potentially getting into maybe scratching them up a little bit. So our experience is what we found from other people on the road, people that have gone for the XP 2.0, they love it. It's a great bike, but most people aren't even folding them now. They're keeping them assembled and carrying them on a bike rack on the back of their RV, which kind of defeats the object of a portable bike that's foldable, in my opinion. Plus the fact that the rack you need for these e-bikes is a heavy-duty rack. A regular bike rack isn't going to do it, and you are going to have to invest at least $200 to $300 in a heavy-duty bike rack in order to carry these. And the other point with that is, it's like on the back of our RV, even if we wanted to get a bike rack, it's not heavy duty enough to even take that, because we don't have a receiver. But if we buy one of the bolt-on receivers, you're going purely off the bumper on the RV, and that's just not even strong enough to carry the weight of those e-bikes. So that's another important factor to us, is that adds a lot of cost to the bikes, is actually buying the e-bike. And secondly, if you're actually putting them on a bike rack and not ever breaking them down into their folded state, then it really does defeat the object, I think, of having a foldable portable e-bike. And as I said, coupled with the fact that they are a lot heavier, it's very difficult to manhandle these things easily, and particularly for a lot of the age range that these are targeted at, which is people more my age. You just start losing the strength. It's not as easy to lift things up, and certainly, and I don't mean this in any sexist way, but obviously if you're a woman, the chances are that you don't have the same strength as a man and can't handle this on your own. So those were the two biggest reasons why we went for the XP Lite. And then there's price. Yeah, $200, you do get a lot for your money with the XP 2.0. But when you're buying two bikes with tax, we saved $450 over buying two XP 2.0s, and $450 is a lot of money. That to us is the opportunity to buy a paddleboard and half a kayak, which is what we're doing. So yeah, price makes a difference. It does for us, at least. So as I explained, we're nomads. We live on the road, and space is a premium. And what we were looking for from an e-bike, the XP Lite satisfied completely. We are just really looking to get a bit of moderate exercise, explore the local area that we're in, wherever we may be, perhaps go down to the local shops without needing to take the truck. If we're boondocking, then it's a good idea that we can have something that we can just scout ahead, just to check what the road conditions are like, whether you can turn around, whether there's even a space big enough for RV. And these are great. These little XP Lites are great for doing that. We can just assemble them, and they do assemble really quickly, in less than a minute, and we can go scout ahead. So those were the main reasons that we wanted an e-bike, and the XP Lite actually does the job on that. So with regard to the other differences for the $200, which is what I mentioned earlier, are we really missing out on what the XP 2.0 has to offer over the XP Lite? And the answer is no, I don't think so. As I've already said, that $200 does buy you a lot more for your money. But are we really missing out? For the purposes we want them for, no, I don't think they are. Let's start with the tyres. Yes, they have fatter tyres, but the tyres on ours are pretty substantial and they work fine. So I don't really feel that we needed that. The front suspension, possibly. But we haven't really noticed a major difference. We ordered the comfort pack, which is the suspension seats, and those were really worthwhile. The XP 2.0 doesn't come with suspension seats, and I would suggest that you'd probably want to order those anyway. So that's kind of the same, so there's no real difference there. Let me just think. The gearing possibly makes a difference. I don't know. I haven't actually ridden a 2.0, but I find with the 5 levels of pedal assist on our bike, it's perfectly adequate. Got no problems with that. The top speed of the XP 2.0 as a class 3, or the potential to become a class 3, is 28 mile an hour. Do we think we're missing out on that? Absolutely not. We're not looking to race on our bikes. 20 miles an hour is sufficient. If anything, it's probably the way we wanted to go, just simply because when we're out on our bike, we want to enjoy the scenery, we want to enjoy our surroundings and not be whizzing past everything. No mud guards? I don't know. If we go out in the rain, maybe that is a difference, but we haven't been out in the rain yet. But you can buy the additional mud guards. They're not too expensive, but again, I don't really feel that was a big enough difference to go for the 2.0. The rear rack that the 2.0 has and the XP Lite doesn't really make a difference, because the XP 2.0 doesn't come with a front rack and it doesn't come with saddlebags. So if you want those, it's going to be an extra. We ordered the carry pack on ours, which has the front rack and the saddlebags, and also includes a rear rack. So if you're looking to upgrade for a cargo package on either bike, you're going to have to spend a little bit more money. So the rear rack's not a big deal, because as I said, it's included in the XP Lite carry package. And then there's the bigger motor that the XP 2.0 has over the XP Lite. All I can say, and I've already mentioned, I haven't ridden an XP 2.0, but the performance on the XP Lite is adequate. It's exactly what we need. I don't feel that we need any more power. I guess the argument is a bit more power is always a good thing and can't be any harm, and maybe that's true. But again, there's some big compromises for us to get that, and that is absolutely down to the physical size and the weight that the XP Lite has over the XP 2.0. And as I've already said, those were the two determining factors that made us go for the XP Lite. Now, I've read on some reviews that people say that the XP Lite isn't as good for tall people as the XP 2.0. I kind of disagree. I'm 6 foot and the XP Lite that we have is fine. I think it's great. We're told through reviews that the XP Lite is more maneuverable. Again, I can only take people's word for that, but it certainly is maneuverable. We're very happy with it. Again, on reviews, we're told that the XP 2.0 is better off-road than the XP Lite. We've used our XP Lite off-road and it performs great. And really, if you're looking for an off-road bike, then I wouldn't even be going for the XP 2.0 anyway. I think there are much better choices for an off-road bike out there than the XP 2.0. And that's not taking anything away from the XP 2.0, but it just doesn't work as a bike for us. It's pretty heavy. It doesn't easily fit in the back of an SUV because of its slightly higher dimensions. As I've already mentioned, most people in our experience that we've met with the 2.0 end up not even bothering folding it up. They actually carry it on bike racks, and again, if you're going to do that, I think there's some better options for bikes out there that you're going to carry on the back. So I'm referring to bikes like the Super 73. Now, I haven't ridden one of those, and it's not a recommendation, but if I was looking for an off-road bike, I would probably be looking at something like the Super 73 or the equivalent. So this isn't saying that the 2.0 isn't right. Clearly a lot of people love it. It has, as I've mentioned, outstanding reviews. This is simply why we chose the XP Lite over the XP 2.0. I actually have a mountain bike. It's in England at the moment, but I will be bringing it over, so I'm lucky. I've got the best of both worlds. If I want to go mountain biking, I'm going to be able to do that. It's a regular bike, not an electric bike. An e-bike in other words. So that satisfies my kind of off-roading, enduro, mountain biking type of thing. But for the purposes of an e-bike, the Lectric XP Lite does the job for us. And I suppose the big question is, having lived with it for 5 months now, do we regret that decision? Do we wish we'd gone for the XP 2.0? No, I don't think we do. The XP Lite is perfect for what we want. I think it's the perfect nomad bike. I think it's the perfect bike for people that travel. I actually think it's the perfect bike for people that just like to do occasional cycling, possibly riding into the local town, even if you're not on the road. It's great because, as I said, it fits in the back of an SUV, a small SUV. It will fit in the back of a sedan. If you want to go commuting, it's absolutely fine for that. And yeah, it does everything that we want from an e-bike, but that's just us. So I'm going to just quickly show you this on the road, give you a little demonstration of it, and you guys make your own mind up. A little bit of off-roading. It's not really off-roading, but it's just to show you that, you know, the bike performs pretty well over rougher terrain. So here we are with just throttle alone, which is this. Oh, nearly did a wheelie there. But again, it just shows you that the motor on this is perfectly adequate. We're really happy with it. So I'm just using the throttle only at the moment, and it is perfectly adequate. So there we are. These are a couple of dust sheets we got. Well, they're rainproof dust sheets for the bikes. They're only $10 each from Amazon. They're very lightweight, and they're really their only purpose when we're in camp is to keep the dust and the rain off. And I do have a really good solution as a durable cover to cover these if you're traveling. It works with them being assembled, and it certainly works with them when they're folded up. Bike covers are incredibly expensive, but I think I've found a really good solution, and that is this. It's a barbecue cover. It came from Walmart and it cost us $19.99. It's a very durable fabric. I think you can see it's more like a kind of canvasy fabric, and it's waterproof. And when we've got these folded down, which I'll show you shortly, in the back of the truck and covered, it does the job for that, and it's great for traveling because they're not going to rip in the wind. And there they are with the barbecue cover over them, fully assembled. And now I'm just going to show you these things, first of all folded, and show you how easy that is and how small they pack down. And again, I'll just show you a little picture of them with the cover over, and how we cover them, how we carry them rather, in the back of the truck. So that's the bikes folded up and the seats put down. To be honest, I think it took 30 seconds per bike, that's it. And that is them covered with our barbecue grill cover. And as you can see, they come down pretty compact. So I would say, seriously, a small SUV, something like a RAV4 or whatever, they'd fit easily in the back of that, or a Jeep. And yeah, they'd fit in most sedan trunks as far as I can see. I would just guessing, but I would say that has collapsed down to I would say 3 foot square by about 2 foot high, so that's pretty compact. Okay, so here they are fitted with the front and rear racks. Very pleased with the way they're fitted. The only thing I will say is they suggested that you put the light was originally here, the front light, and they suggest you put it upside down, but it actually does touch the wheel, or too close to the wheel in my opinion, so I've just put it there. So now we'll see whether they will fold as easily with these on, and the answer is they certainly do, so I'm very pleased about that. I guess when they were designing it, they did design it really well. Okay, so there you have it. We are extremely pleased with our XP lights. Yes, we would make that same decision again if we were in that purchasing position. They're an extremely good bike for $799, but so is also the XP2 $999, a very good value bike. It's really just down to what you guys need, but as I've said already, I think as a no-bad traveller bike, the XP Lite is perfect. So I really hope this video was of use to some people, and I appreciate you watching. I'm going to just leave you with a little bit of footage of when we first got the bikes and our very first trip out on them. So thanks again for watching. Bye. Hi folks.
Hey!
Well, we're here in Montana and we're just about to use our new electric bikes.
Yep, we're going to do a little cycle tonight. We just got off shift, so we're going to take you guys along.
There they are. Coming by. Oh wow.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it?
Doesn't quite look the shape of it.
Sure.
No.
But the leaf.
Leaf does, but you know there's another one that looks, it's still edible, but there's another one, I forget.
Maybe it's just in the family?
Yeah, I tell you what that is.